Welcome back to the Relaxing Ghost channel here on YouTube. Today we're going to be discussing SummerSlam 2020 and the kind of fallout from that pay-per-view. Overall, I thought that was a great pay-per-view and one of the better shows of 2020 in this empty arena era. So Roman Reigns is back, and the week after that, Payback, which was about a week ago today, Roman Reigns winning the Universal title from Bray Wyatt, The Fiend. I'm okay with this. You know, it's been a long time since we've seen Reigns in the ring. I just don't think the show's clicking the way it can be. There was definitely something missing there for a long time. Braun Strowman was champion since WrestleMania. That really wasn't working, so I'm happy to see Reigns back. And now he's with Paul Heyman. This adds a whole new dynamic. So they're obviously turning him heel. I want to see him out of that Shield gear for now. Put him in some different gear. I think it's going to be the Fiend and Reigns going at it for a while. And, until Lesnar comes back, I think it's going to be Roman Reigns as taking Lesnar's spot. So if he shows up once a month or every couple of weeks, I think that's how they're going to do it. And I think, everyone will probably be okay with that. It's good to kind of bring up a few guys back right now. They also released a few more people. The AOP are no longer under contract. It's a weird time for releases, definitely. And the whole Brock Lesnar contract issues are up for debate as well. He is never going to leave WWE. I'm pretty sure of that. I'll never see him in AEW, that's for sure. If that's what you guys are thinking, get a clue, because it's not happening. That is one thing they don't need in AEW. It'll bring a lot of star power there, but honestly, at this point, that would be a nail in the coffin for AEW. It's everything they're against, pretty much. And I don't want to see a part-time Lesnar in AEW. He already does that in WWE. I'm sure he's happy making 10 to 12 million a year, showing up a handful of dates. I mean, I think the last couple of years he's actually showed up more, which is good. But I think they're eventually gonna go with a kind of a double turn here with Reigns and Lesnar. This is definitely building up to Reigns and Lesnar once again. WrestleMania goes Hollywood. So WrestleMania 37 is planned to take place at the new stadium there out in Los Angeles. It's going to be pretty sick. And, hopefully we can get past this stretch here with the Thunderdome and whatnot. And, WWE may slowly start bringing fans back in the new year. That's a whole nother issue right now, apart from, their television and pay-per-views. Fans returning may or may not happen for a long time. Let's not rush into this. So, going back to SummerSlam for a bit, I honestly think Dominik Mysterio proved his worth as a future star here. I was so proud of that guy. He has a bright future ahead of him, and some of the things he was pulling off, I was just amazed. And Rollins was a good partner for him to have his first match against. No disrespect to anyone else, but for your debut, you got to be in there with a top level competitor. I'm sure Dominik had some very intense training with with his father and probably with Conan and other guys. So he probably already had a few matches under his belt. And this was a very good match. Seth Rollins did get the win here, but it's looking good for Dominik. I was really happy with that match. And Sasha and Bayley pretty much lost all their championships. Bayley is still the SmackDown Women's Champion, but at SummerSlam, Sasha was defeated by Asuka. So another short reign for Banks is it's kind of depressing to think about it. She's had, I believe, 4 title reigns. Charlotte pretty much beat her within a couple of weeks of each reign. And then now they give her the title back. She drops it pretty much right away again. I believe they lost the tag titles at Payback, which was a week later. Bayley's going on a year as champion. So I think they're really going to try to stretch this out to Hell in a Cell. I think that's the year point when she defeated Charlotte last year. And maybe Bayley can hang on for until WrestleMania. Bayley has always been one of my favorites, so I'm happy to see her succeeding. The Sasha Banks issues are another thing. I always liked her as well. It was pretty deliberate the way they were pushing Charlotte back in 2015, 2016. They were going straight to the point with building up her resume fairly quickly, and you could see by 2020 she's already a 10-time women's champion. It's just insane. Charlotte, she's pretty much shattered every record in terms of title wins, but she's another one that really hasn't been able to hang on to him too long. Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton also had a very good match. I was happy to actually see Drew pick up the win there, and Randy Orton definitely is at the top of his game right now. I don't know if he's just in the zone right now and he's focused more. There's not a million distractions in the arena. They're just getting it done. And Orton's coming out, on some of the best opportunities. So I've been really happy with Orton. And yeah, with Roman Reigns returning, I'm sure that's a match we'll get to, is Orton and Reigns. There's supposed to be another draft at some point. But we'll see how things shake up with that. Because, with Paul Heyman back with Reigns, I don't see Styles going to SmackDown anymore. If that was an option. It's always a mystery, because now he's just part of on screen. He has nothing to do with backstage. But let me know if you guys have any ideas who you think's going to be moved around in the superstar shakeup. What are your thoughts on Reigns returning? The Fiend, sadly his reign didn't last long either. It was sucks seeing him lose to Goldberg. We were happy when he finally won it back. But that only lasted a week. So yeah, I think it's good to kind of get it off him as quick as you can. But again, you might hurt him again in the long run, because the Fiend has not looked his best either in the past few months. So we got a whole lot to discuss, guys. Let me know your thoughts from SummerSlam, upcoming WrestleMania, all the stuff going on. As always, we'll talk to you later. Peace.